Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. Update. My ex demanded I pay child support for a kid that is not mine, and my mother and sister are on her side. Original post. Some years ago I dated a girl. The relationship was bad, she was very controlling and toxic. It ended up really bad and we broke up. I kept going on with my life, and after some years I got a decent job, enough to solve all my needs, have a comfortable life and have some savings. The thing is, a couple months after getting my job, my ex contacted me. She first asked me to talk. I thought she may want to reconnect or something, but she showed up with a 5-year-old child, claiming he was my son and demanding child support. I didn't believe her, but the child's age matched the time when we cut contact. I got advice from a lawyer, a friend of mine, to try to solve this out of the court. I offered to take responsibility, pay all the costs, and being an active part of the kid's life, only after taking a DNA test. Everyone was okay with this, except my ex. She acted offended and demanded to just give her the money she deserved. She used all the excuses she could, even contacted my family and told them I was trying to avoid taking responsibility for her child. When she ran out of excuses, the DNA test was finally taken, and surprise, I'm not the father. She was so mad with the result and cried about the money, saying it was unfair and that she deserved it. But she didn't accomplish anything. Moving on to the last week, there was a little party on my parents' house. My brother, a friend, and I were talking, and my brother started to joke about the situation with my ex. My friend and I started to joke about it too. Some of our comments were a little dark and bad, but we were far away from the rest of the guests. Literally, we were on the opposite side of the house, and nobody else could hear us, at least that was what we thought. We were laughing like crazies when my sister appeared very angry and pushed me against the wall. She was eavesdropping and heard our conversation, and she was really mad. She started to yell at us about how horrible people we were for mocking a poor woman. Few hours later, when the party ended, she asked me to go to the kitchen with our parents, and she started to berate me for how awful I was regarding the previous situation. Apparently, my ex had been in contact with her, and she believed her version, and this was her way of having an intervention. My brother and I were like, "Are you serious?" when she started to say how I forced my ex into be a single mother, and that I have the moral obligation to help her. My dad only said that we maybe were being too cruel making jokes of her, but that I wasn't responsible for that kid. My mom then surprised all of us when she said, "Even if the kid is not yours, you are making more than enough money to support that child. You should have helped her." Since then, I have been receiving texts about it. My dad and my brother are on my side, saying I'm not responsible for the kid, but my sister is telling me how horrible I am for ruining their lives. My mom only said, "It's your decision and I respect it. I'm just very disappointed that you ended up being so selfish." I'm aware that she doesn't deserve my money and I'm not planning to give her any, but the constant harassment of my sister trying to guilt me, it's just exhausting. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Tell your sister if she's so concerned, she should give your ex money since she has as much to do with conceiving the child as you did. Yes, the perfect answer. People are so free with other people's money. It's not his kid. Tell ex to go after the father if she has any idea who that might be. And OP's mother too. Yes, what's wrong with the idiot mother? Is she wanting a grandchild? She is the same kind of person and likely did it to OP's father. Is your sister married with kids that don't look like her husband? No, she is single. Don't give in and start sending money. Once you do, if it becomes a regular thing, the courts can look at it as you taking on a parental role and order you to continue. One of my husband's friends lived with a woman for about 5 years. Her kids were 3 and 5 when they got together. Their dad was active in their lives, he paid his child support. When friend and his ex split, he was giving her money occasionally to help out because he still had feelings, and she is the one that left. She got vindictive when she found out he was casually dating another woman. She took him to court for child support. Even though she was getting it from the bio father, the court said he had played a parental role, and that included financially. This happened back in 2019. He's been trying to get it appealed since, but due to the backlog, he's finally scheduled for court next month. They have been garnishing his wages for 3 years for children they are well aware are not his, but deemed he had risen their standards of living and he was obligated to maintain that. Boy, do I hope the OP reads your post. I hope all goes well for your husband next month. Now for the update 2 months later. It's been a while. After my last post, I read all the comments and decided to show them to my mother. We had a talk about the situation. Again, she started on my ex's side, but after reading the post and all the comments and opinions, she realized she was wrong. I think the thing that hurt her the most was all the doubts about if she cheated on my dad and I wasn't his son, and if that was the reason if she was on her side. We had a very long conversation. She told me that she believed my ex because she was always so nice and kind with her, that she decided to not believe me when I told her all the things she did to me during the relationship, because a good girl like her could never do something like that, so I must be lying. After that, she apologized to me, and we are good now. On the other side is my sister. At first she decided that she wouldn't talk to me until I take responsibility, but after some days I talked with her. She is totally on her side, even after showing her everything. She said that none of that matter, because a woman's word go first, and that's all the proof anyone could need. Also, she said that even if you are not the biological father, you have an effective responsibility to her, so you must be man enough to take charge of them and start acting like a real man. She was a lost cause. About my ex. I did some research, and I found out that shortly after we broke up, she started dating another guy, or maybe she was cheating me with him before, I'm not sure. They broke up some weeks later, and she had multiple dates, until she found she was pregnant. I also found out that she had been trying to find a father to her kid for the last 2 years, and I was the next on the list, but looks like she is desperate now, because she was never that aggressive with any other one before. Now, the reason of this post. Some days ago, my ex and my sister came to my workplace. They made a big sign with my face that says he abandoned his child and irresponsible father and started a drama saying all their BS. Their intention was to shame me and use social pressure to force me into taking responsibility. They literally said it. To not make the story too long, they were kicked out of the place, and I got some backlash for that fiasco. Even after showing all the proofs and legal documents that showed they were lying, I was told that this better never happen again or I'll be fired. After that, I contacted my friend the lawyer, and we are now drafting a very long detailed suit against them, my ex and my sister too. They went too far, now I'm going to throw the books at them. Maybe that'll scare them enough to leave me alone. Good luck with the restraining order. And a defamation lawsuit, and everything my friend can add too. Hey, and if you can play up the emotions part of it, claim you were so excited to be a dad just to find out the kid wasn't yours for emotional damages. We are adding fraud too. I'm going nuclear. Damn, your sister is a mess. I would go no contact with her. If she keeps at it, I plan to go no contact with her after the demand. I don't suppose your sister has children. Is their father sure they're his? I find it totally bizarre that your sister has doubled and tripled down on this BS, even though she knows you are not the father. She is single with no kids. She is too much into the always believe women thing. What exactly does your sister think is more convincing from your ex than the DNA test? And your mother should grow up. Your ex tried to rob you. She think that, as a man, I should take responsibility for her, because I have better income than her, and because we used to date, I owe her that, even if I'm not the father. Your mother wants a child to claim as a grandchild. Maybe she had been asking me and my brother for grandchildren since some years ago. Damn, I think OP is way too forgiving of his mom. It shouldn't have taken this post to believe OP when he initially told her of his ex being toxic, and then tell him she's disappointed he won't care for a kid that's not his. I would not still be in contact with her. I don't know if I could allow someone to be part of my life if they thought I lied about being mistreated because my ex-partner seemed so nice. I hope there's an update where the sis is dragged and financially ruined. What a piece of crap. Now for the last story. Girlfriend, 32 females friends, 31, 33 and 34 female, treated me, 32 male like an idiot, because I own and work in a convenience store. When I confronted my girlfriend, she told me that it would be good if I got a college degree. The thing is, I am 99% sure I make a lot more money than all of them. Girlfriend and I have been dating since January, so together about 9 months. Bit of background on everyone. My girlfriend works in insurance as an associate. I don't know the exact title is. It's related to client services. She has a bachelor's and a master's and is now doing a hybrid MBA. Her friends are all over the place. Some are in publishing, marketing, support roles at tech firms. About myself, I started working in hospitality while I was in college. I started as a waiter, then general manager, and then became a partner for a restaurant/club. Left that and then bought this convenience store. I am now in the process of opening a restaurant with one other person. My girlfriend, when we met, said she admires my courage in life and that I didn't take a set predictable life path. She said that it's so awesome and she likes that I know so many people in the city and tells me that her dad has so much respect for me. And she mentions herself that she always wanted to have her own thing. Over the weekend, my girlfriend invited her friends over, and we were going to go wine tasting in some vineyards. The initial conversations were all nice and chill, but over time, it became more and more digs/talking down to me. They tell me that I am not usually my girlfriend's type. They mention that she usually dates the typical finance bro that is excited to mansplain stocks. I am like, okay. But it gets weird. They start talking about how these guys like to brag that they are rich and have a house in the Hamptons, etc., or that their friend owns a boat in Greenwich. I don't take it directly that they are saying she is used to dating rich guys, but more so that they are just douchey. We start talking more, and then one of her friends asks me where I went to school. I tell her that I didn't complete my degree. And then she is like, oh, that's so interesting. Your girlfriend has a master's and is about to get an MBA. That's so great you are okay with dating a woman that is smarter than you. I am like, hey, I didn't fail out of school. When I got my job as a manager, I was making really good money, and a college degree didn't help my future. And then her friend steps in and is like, oh, don't worry, OP, you can get an online degree after your workday. So-and-so school has a great online program. I am like, I don't think you guys get it. In hospitality, degrees don't matter unless you are going the corporate route. People value experience a lot more. And I just saw them look at me as if I was an idiot. And my girlfriend gives me a look to shut up, so I just stop talking. Here is where things get weird. One of them starts talking about investing, and they talk about what Vanguard ETFs they are buying. And for me, after the whole college thing, I am just quiet. Then they start talking to me about stocks, but now they start talking down to me just like they accused finance bros of mansplaining to them. Like, I know what stocks and ETFs are, but they are treating me as if I am an idiot that puts his savings under his mattress. There were some other comments, but this post would be huge if I listed them all. After the vineyard was over, I drove everyone back home, and I talked to my girlfriend about it. I told her, I was like, hey, I didn't like the way your friends talked down to me. She then starts going off on how they are trying to help me, and that it would be good for me to expand my network to people that have degrees. And she starts telling me that I would have a lot more credibility if I did get a degree, and she starts mentioning how schools have huge alumni networks. I at this point am frustrated. It doesn't even make sense to argue with my girlfriend. I just say I am heading home. I don't even know what to do here. Like, here is the reality of the situation. I am pretty sure I make significantly more money than all of them. My store brings in a ton of cash, and I have been given 7-figure offers to buy it as well. My stock portfolio and my 401k is huge from being able to max it out as a small business owner. I haven't told my girlfriend how much I make. She knows I do well for myself, but I don't think she understands I make like 4 times what she does. But I am wondering if it's even about money. I feel that she and her friends think I am less of a man because I don't have a degree. It was weird. She normally isn't like this. I am unsure of how to talk to her about this situation. Any advice is appreciated here, especially in relation to the degree stuff. Now for the top advice. Just my 2 cents, but I'll bet in the long run, you will be happier dating someone else. For real. And tell her how much money you have right before you break up with her. Meet with her friend group again. Tell them how much you make and that you have it all invested in how, and that you didn't appreciate being talked down to. And then tell her that you think she'll be happier going back to dating finance bros who mansplain stocks, and break up and walk out. You'd be a legend. They look down on you because they've spent their whole lives being told that education separates the clever from the stupid, which is actually ironically small-minded and stupid itself. Congratulations, you've just discovered how shallow, small-minded, and elitist your girlfriend and her friends are. She was embarrassed about you, which is why she changed her tune from "you're so brave and independent" to "have you never thought about getting a proper education instead of just being dumb?" You do, but I would struggle to respect someone as easily led and narrow-minded as the idiot you're in a relationship with, and her sorority attitude friends. Your clear alternatives are: put up with it, let them think you stupid, and just swallow your pride until you blow. Ignore them and continue being successful, and eventually prove them all wrong by becoming wealthy and giving your undeserving girlfriend a life of moderate luxury. Or just get rid of her and find somebody as independently minded and flexible in their attitudes and worldview as you are. I mean, saying he is brave in this case was a backhanded compliment. Tricky. I feel like maybe it's not just about how much money you make. You are probably right that they have no clue you are making good money, and that if they did know, they would probably reevaluate you to a certain degree. However, I suspect it's more about some ridiculous blue-collar versus white-collar notion, where a white-collar job is required to be accepted. You know, like it's best to stick to your own kind type of thing. I guess your only option is to talk to your girlfriend again and see what she has to say. Explain, once again, that you didn't appreciate the way they treated you, and why. If she continues to defend them, maybe you should reconsider this relationship. Absolutely. As someone whose literal job it is to teach classes that people need to get those degrees OP's girlfriend and friends covet, I have to say, I would never talk to a stranger, much less my significant other or friend's significant other like this. Nor would I sit idly by while my friends belittled someone for their lack of a piece of paper that is very clearly not indicative of a person's worth. These people are terribly classist. They clearly believe there is a hierarchy of human value, and that OP is lower on that ladder, thus of lesser value than them. I second talking to the girlfriend. Maybe she was feeling pressured in the moment, which isn't great, but might be understandable if everyone was drinking. She might be feeling sensitive or unsure about her current efforts in getting her MBA, and that has swayed her handling of the matter. If she is open and understanding during a private conversation, and can assure OP that she has their back if this happens in the future, then there is still potential for the relationship. But if she doubles down, displays a lack of self-awareness, and can't see how her friends came off as condescending, then this might not be salvageable.